Are you taking care of yourself or just distracting yourself from burnout? Be honest. When was the last time you did something just for you without feeling guilty? If your answer is, does scrolling on my phone count? This video is for you. We live in a world that glorifies hustle culture, making us feel like we have to earn rest. But the truth is, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. And today, I'm breaking down why prioritizing you is the real secret to lasting happiness, backed by science, real talk, and a few wake-up calls you need to hear. So stick with me. Your future, non-burnt-out self will thank you. We hear it all the time. Self-care isn't selfish. But let's be real. Some days, prioritizing ourselves feels as scandalous as double-dipping at a fancy party. The world has convinced us that constantly giving, doing, and sacrificing makes us worthy. But what if the real secret to sustaining positivity is, in fact, unapologetically caring for ourselves first? Imagine that. Taking a deep breath, setting boundaries, and actually enjoying life without guilt. Revolutionary, right? Self-care isn't selfish. I'll be the first to admit that I used to think self-care was some indulgent luxury, reserved for people who had their lives perfectly together. You know, the kind of people who wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for an hour, and drink green smoothies that look suspiciously like lawn clippings. Meanwhile, I was over here, running on caffeine and good intentions, wondering why burnout kept knocking on my door like an overly persistent salesperson. It took me way too long to realize that self-care isn't a reward for hard work. It's the foundation of it. Without it, we're just exhausted versions of ourselves, trying to pour from an empty cup and wondering why we feel so drained. So, how do we actually sustain positivity without faking it until we break? The first step is asking ourselves, what actually makes me feel good? And no, I don't mean the temporary thrill of impulse buying another candle you don't need. We've all been there. True self-care is about recognizing what genuinely refuels your energy. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's exercising, maybe it's saying no to things that don't serve you. Yes, you can say no. Shockingly, the world won't end. There's actual science behind why self-care is the golden ticket to lasting happiness. When we take time to rest and recharge, our brains produce more dopamine and serotonin, those delightful little chemicals responsible for making us feel good. Think of them as your personal cheerleading squad, rooting for you every time you take a moment to breathe, relax, or engage in activities that light you up inside. On the flip side, chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, the not-so-fun hormone that turns you into a sleep-deprived, irritable gremlin. High cortisol levels are linked to anxiety, depression, and the overwhelming urge to throw your phone across the room when it dings one too many times. In short, self-care isn't just a cute Instagram trend. It's a biological necessity. One of the most underrated forms of self-care? Boundaries. Ah yes, the B word that makes people squirm. But let's get one thing straight. Saying no isn't rude. It's revolutionary. When you set boundaries, you're not shutting people out. You're making space for what truly matters. Consider this. Every time you say yes to something you don't actually want to do, you're saying no to yourself. That's like letting someone borrow your favorite hoodie, and instead of getting it back, they return a chewed-up shoelace. Not exactly a fair trade, right? Let's be honest, nobody is positive all the time. If someone says they are, they're either lying or secretly a robot. Life throws curveballs, bad days happen, and sometimes the only reasonable response is to wrap yourself in a blanket and dramatically sigh at the ceiling. And you know what? That's okay. Sustaining positivity isn't about forcing yourself to be happy 24/7. It's about resilience, being able to bounce back when things go south. True positivity acknowledges pain but doesn't let it define you. It's about feeling the feelings, processing them, and then deciding how you want to move forward. Here are some practical ways to keep the positivity flowing. 1. Morning rituals that don't suck. You don't have to wake up at dawn and chant mantras in perfect lotus position, but starting your day with something positive, stretching, journaling, even just blasting your favorite song sets the tone. 2. Ditch the energy vampires. Some people drain the life out of you faster than a phone on 1% battery. Protect your peace. 3. Move your body even a little. No, you don't need to run a marathon. A short walk, a dance break, or even stretching in your chair works wonders. 4. Laugh a lot. Seriously, find something funny every day. Sarcasm, memes, dad jokes. Whatever works. 5. Give yourself permission to rest. Repeat after me. Resting is productive. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. Sustaining positivity isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about creating a solid foundation that helps you navigate them with more ease. When you take care of yourself, you show up as the best version of you, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. So go ahead, prioritize your well-being. Take the nap, set the boundary, say no when you need to. And remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. At the end of the day, sustaining positivity isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about building a foundation that helps you handle them without losing yourself in the process. If this message hit home for you, give this video a like, subscribe to Positivity Perks, and drop a comment telling me one self-care habit you're committing to today. Let's keep spreading the good vibes, stay positive, and have an amazing day.